ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسروینو داد شهیدانو کور داد کور داد باتورانو کور.
Hello and good evening. Today is Saturday, April 19, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash and you're watching English News Bulletin from RTA News. Let's dive into today's news updates from the country and beyond. The Minister of Foreign Affairs of Pakistan says that Muhammad Ishaq Dar, Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of the country, is scheduled to arrive in Kabul today, Saturday, April 19, at the head of a high-level delegation. According to the ministry, the delegation will discuss bilateral cooperation and the development of relations with the Prime Minister of the Islamic Emirate, the Deputy Prime Minister for Economic Affairs, and the Foreign Minister of Afghanistan. The Foreign Ministry of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan welcomes the removal of the Islamic Emirate from the list of banned groups by the Supreme Court of Russia. In a meeting with the Russian ambassador in Kabul, Foreign Minister Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi called this step a good development in the relations between the two countries, adding that all obstacles to political and economic cooperation between the two countries have been removed. Here is a full detailed story.
In a meeting with Foreign Minister Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi, Russian ambassador in Kabul Dmitry Zhernov officially announced the decision of the Russian Supreme Court, according to which the name of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan has been removed from the list of banned groups. The Russian ambassador called this step a historic decision for the development of relations between the two countries in the economic and political fields.
This announcement signals engagement and recognition of Afghanistan's realities that much of the world still chooses to overlook.
In this meeting, Foreign Minister Maulavi Amir Khan Muttaqi welcomed the decision of the Russian Supreme Court and added that this step will provide a good basis for further strengthening bilateral relations.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs expressed appreciation to the government of the Russian Federation for this step, describing it as a significant development in the progress of Afghanistan and Russia relations. He also stated that this decision effectively removes one of the final remaining obstacles to greater political and economic cooperation between the two countries.
A number of analysts consider Russia's decision a good step in terms of interaction with the Islamic Emirate and add that the Islamic Emirate should make the most of this opportunity.
Global powers, particularly from the both West and East, namely the United States and Russia, approached their engagement with Afghanistan based on their own strategic interests. Whatever stance one takes regarding Afghanistan, the other responds in kind on the global stage. Russia's move stems from a realization after 4 years that it can be better serve its national interests through political and economic engagement with Afghanistan. We hope that Afghanistan too will take positive and constructive steps in response.
Meanwhile, Maulavi Zabihullah Mujahid, the spokesperson of the Islamic Emirate, in an interview with the TASS news agency, praised the Russia's step and said that Russian President Vladimir Putin has chosen a good policy towards Afghanistan.
Maulavi Nur Jalal Jalali, the Minister of Public Health, has traveled to Kunduz province to assess healthcare services. According to the Ministry of Public Health, during this visit, Maulavi Nur Jalal Jalali met with Mullah Muhammad Khan Dawat, the governor of Kunduz province, and discussed the construction of new hospitals, addressing the health challenges of the people and improving healthcare services in the province. The Russian Foreign Intelligence Chief at a conference in Baku, Azerbaijan, has criticized the West for freezing Afghan assets. Russian Special Representative for Afghanistan, Zamir Kavlov, said a meeting between Moscow and Kabul would be held on the sidelines of the Kazan summit next month. Economic experts believe that the presence of the Islamic Emirate on the sidelines of the Kazan summit is a good opportunity to build political and economic trust between Afghanistan and the international community. More details in this report.
Russian Foreign Intelligence Chief Sergei Nashkin recently at a conference on Afghanistan in Baku said that Western intelligence agencies are trying to achieve their geopolitical goals by creating insecurity in Afghanistan. He also stressed that the international community should play an active role in the reconstruction process of Afghanistan and release the country's frozen assets. Meanwhile, Zamir Kabulov, Russian Special Representative for Afghanistan, in an interview with the Russian news agency TASS, said that a large meeting between the senior officials of the Islamic Emirate and Moscow will be held next month on the sidelines of the Kazan summit.
It can be said with certainty that a meeting would be held on the sidelines of Kazan Forum in mid-May, headed by Deputy Prime Minister Alexei Overchuk, and will discuss political and economic relations between Afghanistan and Russia with the high-ranking delegation of the Islamic Emirate. Afghanistan's participation in Kazan represents an opportunity to explain the real situation of Afghanistan and use this platform to strengthen beliefs and create the necessary conditions for progress.
Meanwhile, economic experts and businessmen believe that the removal of Afghanistan's name from Russia's list of banned groups and its presence on the sidelines of the Kazan summit provide a good opportunity to build political and economic trust between Afghanistan and the international community.
Islamic Emirates' engagement with Russia through political, economic and business meetings can play a direct and effective role in improving the current situation in Afghanistan. This opportunity must be utilized to establish direct connections, facilitating investment, money transfers and reducing the cost of trade, while creating an easier and more affordable system for the movement of goods.
Meanwhile, Zamir Kabulov described the removal of the Islamic Emirate from the list of banned groups by the Russian Supreme Court as a step towards removing major obstacles in political and economic relations between the two countries. The Russian ambassador to Kabul also met with the Foreign Minister of the Islamic Emirates and officially conveyed the decision of the Russian Supreme Court.
Nuruddin Azizi, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, met with Muhammad Khurram Agha, Deputy Minister of Interior Affairs of Pakistan, to address the challenges faced by Afghan refugees residing in Pakistan. According to the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, during the meeting, Nuruddin Azizi expressed concern about the forced deportation of Afghan refugees from Pakistan and called for an end to this process, permission for migrants to transfer their belongings, and protection of Afghan investments. In response, the Pakistani side committed to treating Afghan refugees fairly and humanly. During his visit to Kandahar province, Finance Minister Mullah Muhammad Nasir Akhund visited the refugee settlement in Spin Boldag and closely examined the preparations for the refugees. The Ministry of Finance states that during this visit, Mullah Muhammad Nasir Akhund made necessary recommendations to the officials to further enhance the situation. Save the Children organization has announced that nearly 50,000 Afghan children were deported from Pakistan during the first 2 weeks of April this year. According to the organization's statistics, since September 2023, around 940,000 Afghan refugees have been deported from Pakistan, with approximately 58% of them being children. And the final one is that the 201st Khalid bin Walid Corps Intelligence Management Department arrested a person named Firdaus in Nangarhar province who was misusing the name of the Mujahideen but did not hold any official position. He was arrested along with several associates, an armored cruiser vehicle and several weapons. These individuals are currently under investigation and will be handed over to the relevant legal authority after the investigation is completed. And that's all for tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. Have a good night.
ساتوی پسرو وینو داد شهیدانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور داد باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو داد شهیدانو کور داد